Hey YouTube, how are you? Fallout here. We just watched the new Destiny 2 ViDoc that dropped from Bungie today. Showed a bunch of crazy stuff for Lightfall. Hope you enjoyed it, but I actually wanted to go back in because there were a few things that I think most people maybe missed from the ViDoc that I wanted to maybe shed more light on. Hope you enjoy. So right here, we have a sword. If you're familiar with that sword design, or if you're unfamiliar, this is a similar design from the 30th anniversary content pack. What was the name of that sword? It's the Hero of something. Hero of Ages. Kind of a similar design scheme, Hero of Ages sword that is being clearly repurposed for Lightfall. If you wait just a couple seconds, they show that sword later in the new loadout section with some perks that you might be surprised by. Here we have the Guardians loading in. We got some new armor here. It looks to be very much Lightfall themed armor, except for the Titan helmet. I'm watching this right now live on my Twitch channel, but I'm gonna let my Twitch viewers weigh in. Is this a helmet we've seen before or no? Is it an exotic or is it a legendary? Because it doesn't fit the same aesthetic vibe that the other two helmets fit, leading me to believe that it is a new exotic helmet, but I'm gonna wait to hear back from my chat on that one. So on the left, we have that new exotic weapon, the tracking gun, stasis weapon. I believe this is the Quicksilver here on the right. Looks like an exotic, looks new. Someone thinking it might be an ornament, maybe. It's gotta be an exotic. It doesn't fit the vibe at all. Makes me think it might be a stasis related exotic, especially when paired together with the weapon that the Titan has. But we can check that out. We've seen that weapon before. That is the new exotic that people are comparing to the Titanfall pistol because it tracks enemies. It has like homing rounds, a strand. Did I say stasis before? Sorry, strand pistol, excuse me. If I said stasis, that is not correct. That would be a strand pistol. Sorry. Too many S words blending together in my brain right now. We've seen that pistol a few times.
We have a lot of weapons.
Got that. That is the Quicksilver auto rifle that we just saw already in the game, but it is getting an exotic catalyst in Lightfall. There is that really funky, weird looking Titan helmet. That's got to be an exotic. It's got to be an exotic. Is that the Clovis Bray symbol right there? Wonder if that has anything to do with anything. But check out the weapon that the Titan is wielding. We got a huge bow here. Not sure what exactly that is, but if you pause it right there, we've got a really big, kind of like an icicle instead of an arrow. So I am thinking right now, this is a new exotic bow, stasis of some kind, but I'm wondering, is it maybe a power weapon? Is it like heavy, you know? Does it take power ammo? Or is it maybe just a really heckin' big chonker of a kinetic weapon or something like that? Not really sure, but it is huge. I do love the design. I'm really hoping that maybe the helmet and the bow pair together some way, kind of like the way that the necrotic grip and the thorn pair together. You know, not entirely too sure. Hopefully we get more details about that in the future. So right now we're frozen on the Guardian rank page. If you don't know what Guardian ranks is, it's a new system being added in Lightfall that you can kind of like show off how much you help newer players in difficult end game content. And if you look right down here, we have Verglas Curve, defeat targets with the exotic bow, Verglas Curve. So we do definitely have a name of that weapon. It is an exotic bow. No word on if it's a power weapon or if it's something else. So we're pausing here at the loadout screen. This is a brand new feature that they're adding in Lightfall that we've already heard a little bit about. I wanted to freeze frame right here. There's a couple new weapon perks here and some interesting weapon perks to point out. So here we have, remember that sword that we saw earlier in the ViDoc, the big one on the back, the Guardian's back, that kind of had the same design as the Hero of Ages. So we can tell that it is a solar sword because apparently the sword is capable of rolling incandescent, which is actually really wild. Incandescent, one of my favorite weapon perks in the game right now. I rock it on my Callus mini tool for PvE. Fantastic perk. Really shocked that we'll be able to get it on a sword. I would be even more shocked if it wasn't a solar sword capable of rolling with incandescent, but that would be a whole different... Let's just assume that it is a solar sword. The grenade launcher, oddly enough, if you look right here, has the ability to roll with voltshot, which is really, really wild. If you're a PvE player, voltshot is an incredibly top tier perk. I recommend it hard in PvE on the Ikelos SMG. The fact that it is dropping on a grenade launcher is huge. If we somehow get the ability to do like maybe blinding grenades and voltshot, that would be a really weird combo. We also have shot swap right here. We do have 2 new weapon perks. Not entirely sure what this weapon perk is right here, but the one that we're seeing right here, we do have a name for hatchling. Right down there in the bottom right hand corner, we have the name of the perk. It is called hatchling. Based on the name alone, I'm going to assume that is a strand weapon perk that will somehow maybe produce more hatchlings or be closely tied to, you know, either maybe your hatchlings do more damage or there's more of them or something related to strand. But we can definitely say for sure that the new circular logic machine gun is probably going to be a strand weapon. We have more weapons right here. I'm assuming that this in the middle is a rapid fire frame shotgun indicated by that symbol right there. We have the same weapon perk that we saw earlier and another brand new weapon perk right there. No idea what that will do. We got the Font of Vigor Arms Armor mod right here. Check it out. It uses the new armor charge system that Bungie has been talking about leading up to Lightfall. Collecting an orb of power will cause you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. You gain a bonus to strength while you have any armor charge, and important, your armor charge now decays over time. So I wonder if it'll tell you in-game, maybe via a HUD timer, how much time you have on your armor charge, which will decay over time. Hopefully it's kind of a long time, because a short decay would be kind of weak. We've got melee kickstart. Collecting an orb of power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. When your melee energy is fully expended, you gain melee energy, just like the old melee kickstart. Apparently, the current cost for melee kickstart in Lightfall would be 3 energy. And again, like before, your armor charge is consumed. Oh no, this is different. I'm sorry. Additionally, your armor charge is consumed and you gain additional melee energy for each stack. Okay, Font of Agility. 3 energy cost. Collecting an orb of power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. You gain a bonus to mobility while you have any armor charge, and again, your armor charge now decays over time. These 6 armor mods right here, I do believe all kind of fall under the same umbrella. I'll pause real quick. Right there. Void Weapon Surge. We were talking about this in the Twitch chat earlier. Collecting an orb of power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. Your void weapons gain a small bonus to damage while you have any armor charge. Your armor charge now decays over time. So you have a fleeting bonus to void damage. We did also notice that it says that multiple copies of the mod can be stacked to increase the potency of the effect. So we're thinking that maybe... We were kind of assuming maybe starting off at a 10% weapon damage bonus, because starting off at 5 would probably be too low. So maybe starting off at 10 and maybe getting +5 for each additional stack. So maybe like, you know, capping out at not something wild, but maybe it would go 10, 15, 20, something like that. And if we rewind just a little bit, I'm assuming that we have Strand Weapon Surge right there. I'm assuming that we have Stasis Weapon Surge right there, Solar Weapon Surge right there. We got Arc Weapon Surge, and maybe Kinetic Weapon Surge right there, maybe? Assuming. That is going to be my assumption. A lot of interesting stuff. Pausing on the armor mods to see what they do. Really interested in those Weapon Surge mods. And yeah, thanks for joining me for a slightly closer look at the information kind of hidden and scattered throughout the ViDoc. Appreciate you for watching the video on my channel. Sorry for stuttering a little bit doing the recording live. You know, swing over to the Twitch channel. Come hang out. We'll be streaming today using the new Pro BFG controller from GameStop. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Very much appreciated you for stopping by. Have a great day.